Cause we in the trenches.
All right, everybody, we are live on Mondays with McGriff. Monday, January 19th, 2026. We're going live on Facebook. I don't know if it's live on Instagram or not, but I know it's live on Facebook. We're going to put it on YouTube a little bit later today. Okay, Season 3, Episode 7. We want you to like and subscribe to our basketball YouTube channel. It's been going terrific, okay? My soapbox issues, I want to get right to it, okay? I want to thank the fans, the community, for a great Jersey night last Tuesday night versus Auburndale. We've had 2 consecutive great home games. We had the whiteout a couple Wednesdays ago. Then we had Jersey night against Auburndale last Tuesday. The people came out in jerseys. It was unbelievable. Tomorrow, live, okay, we want you to wear blue. It's senior night in the Hive. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I want to thank the fans. What are we going to talk about next? The soapbox, number 2, senior night. Come out to support Jakila and Crosley, Kenny Cotton in their final regular season contest, right? We got the Mosaic coming up after that, but this is our final regular season game at the Hive. We celebrate 2 seniors, Jakila and Crosley, Kenny Cotton on senior night, okay? And we want everybody to wear blue. We'll be in our shirt and tie. We got to dress up for the grand occasion of senior night. But we want you to wear blue, okay, tomorrow night. It's going to be packed. We got Victory Christian coming. It's going to be packed because Victory Christian is good. We're good. We're anticipating a great crowd, so please come out, okay? I want to explain something. I've been asked this over the years, okay? We've got senior night coming, and we've got a great opponent coming. We've got Victory Christian. And somebody came to me and says, Coach McGriff, you don't have a regular senior night. You got Victory. And I was confused. I said, what's a regular senior night? So you don't have a cupcake schedule. And I want to debunk that, okay, about senior night, okay? The senior nights that I remember watching on television as a kid, okay, Duke and North Carolina in basketball. Duke visiting Chapel Hill in North Carolina. That's not a cupcake, okay? Football, Florida visiting Florida State on a Saturday night in November for their senior night. That's not a cupcake. Ohio State visiting Michigan or vice versa. It's alive in there, okay? So my vision of senior night is a packed house against a great opponent, okay? All these people scheduling cupcakes for senior night, that's not what it's about. Senior night is about memories for the family, okay? It's about celebrating seniors and their accomplishment. We got 2 4-year seniors. They're rare now that you have 4-year seniors. We got 2 of them. And it's about a packed house against a great opponent. And we definitely will have a packed house, and we definitely have a great opponent. So people that think senior night is for cupcakes and for people to go in and get 30, that's not what senior night is about in Bartow. We've always had great senior nights. Back when Jay Fraud was here, I remember playing Kathleen High School, and Bright House Sports Networks broadcast the game. It was a sellout. We played Kathleen and we played Lake Wells when they were really good, okay? Over the last few years, we played Lake Wells on senior night. We played Winter Haven when they were a Final Four team, and now the last couple of years we played Victory. So we're looking forward to senior night, Jakila and Kenny, to celebrate them with their families. We want a great opponent, and we got one. Okay, so senior night, okay? Tomorrow, we'll talk about that in a minute, at the Hive, Tuesday. Last thing, okay, probably the best thing of the day, is Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. We want to celebrate it. We're live, okay? We want to celebrate the impact that Martin Luther King had on our community and our country, what he stands for. This is a wonderful day. He just stood for just not civil rights, but all rights for those underserved, okay? He stood for equality. He stood for justice. He stood for peace. He stood for love. He was a man of faith. So we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day today. I'm going to celebrate it with quotes throughout here. And here's my favorite Martin Luther King quote going on right now. I've had a lot of them, but here's the favorite one going on right now. Life's most persistent and urgent question. What are you doing for others? Martin Luther King. Life's most persistent and urgent question. What are you doing for other people? What are you doing for others? Martin Luther King, we celebrate you. We celebrate your legacy and what you have meant for those that are underserved and that are searching for equality in our country. Dr. Martin Luther King, okay? So now we're on to our focus of the week, and we'll have a Martin Luther King quote behind each one of our focuses of the week. Our 3 words this week: heady, hone our habits and heart. Heady, to be heady. We're honing our habits and heart, okay? So that'll be our focus this week. Martin Luther King style, we're going to have a quote for each one of them, all right? Filled with expectations for our team. Here's the first one, okay? Our first one, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Our first one's going to be heart, okay, heart. Last week, we talked about practicing with joy, okay? We are still not hitting on that note yet. We're practicing better, okay? You guys know we got high expectations, high standards, but our guys are not practicing with enough joy in practice. The kids are practicing hard, but they're not practicing, okay? We're not competing with enough joy, okay? We're not practicing with enough heart, okay? Here's another MLK, Martin Luther King quote, okay? One day we will learn that the heart can never be totally right if the head is totally wrong. Only through bringing the head and heart together, intelligence and goodness, shall man rise to a fulfillment of his true nature. That was Martin Luther King. I think that quote adequately summarizes what we're after. We want our guys, we just don't want them to come to practice and practice hard because we're making them practice hard. We want them to put their head in it. Because if their head in it, their heart will be in practice, and they'll compete in practice, because that's how we got to get better. You got to compete. Okay, so we want our guys to bring joy, to bring their heart to practice. It was a little bit better today. We had a practice early this morning, 7 a.m. Wow, we walked in the Martin Luther King parade. We do it every year I think Coach D said the last 9 years. You see some clips on it on our social media. You'll see maybe a small pictures or recap of it, things like that. But we want our guys to practice with heart. They're playing with heart, but they'll play with more heart if they'll practice with heart. So number one thing for the week, heart. Practice with heart, okay? Next thing, we need them to be heady. We need them to be smarter. We're working to increase our IQ. We still can get better. Our total understanding of the game. How are we doing this, everybody? We're doing it with a ton of film study, okay? Like today, we watched about 45 minutes worth of tape. That's a lot of tape. We watched 45 minutes to get these guys to sit down and focus on 45 minutes. You guys know this generation. That's hard, but they can do it, okay? They can do all things, right? And what are we showing on film, okay? We're trying to tie what's happening in the game to practice. And then we're saying if we're not doing it to the level that we want in the game, we've got to do it with more head and more heart in practice, okay? So we're tying it together, okay? We really want our guys to be thinkers of the game. We just don't want them to play. I want my guys to be thinkers. My Martin Luther King quote about heady, about thinkers. He says, one of my favorite ones, he got so many quotes. He says, Martin Luther King said, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Now, that summarizes what I expect for our kids to do at Bartow basketball on the court. We're educators, myself, Coach Austin, Coach Tucker, D, Trip, Lamont. We really are educators. We're just teaching basketball. We're teaching life. We want them to think intensively and critically, okay? That's our goal for our guys. We want them to be high IQ players. We had some things happen that are happening in games. Auburn game, won a Haven game, the Providence game last week, that our kids can be better with. And we're teaching it, we're coaching it, we're using film, we're taking it to film, we're taking it back to practice, trying to replicate it, trying to create better things that are happening of the thought in the game. So our words of the week, our focus of the week, to practice with heart, to be more heady, to practice with better IQ. All right, and our last one, we're trying to hone, H-O-N-E, to hone our habits. All right, heart, heady, habits. That's the order we'll put it in. I think I had the order wrong, right? That's the third one. We're trying to continue to build practice habits, guys. Everything that we do for the game starts in practice. We don't have any special, we don't have any magic wand that we put. So guys, you 18-2, what special though? We got really good players, and we practice them. We believe in practice. Practice. Allen Iverson, practice? We're talking about practice. Yes, practice. We believe in practice, okay? So we were trying to hone the habits in practice, okay? Some people are gonna ask, well, what can you work on? What are you working on with these guys, Coach McGriff, to be better? Okay, let me give you some examples. I'm just going to give you some examples from our starting five. James is not defending at a high enough level. We'll own him like a dog. We own him, mom and dad, we own him like white on rice. He got a guard, okay? Not attacking enough on the fast break. Jay Crosley doesn't play with enough joy and heart. We'll own him about it. Don't be moping around and just smile, high five, play with joy, communicate, play with heart, okay? Derwin Link, okay? Not consistent enough on the offensive and defensive glass. We've been on him about it. We're working on it every day in practice. We're trying to hone those habits, okay? All right, Dylan Brinson, offensively, plays off balance. We're working on him playing with balance every day offensively in practice, for being offensive, for seeing the openings for himself. Okay, we're working on it every day, okay? Who do we got? We got Cyrus Sinford, not low enough defensively, putting the ball on the ground and attacking off the dribble. He's got to make better decisions more consistently. Okay, so we're trying to hone these habits in practice. Our guys aren't perfect. They're doing a great job. They're trying. And we're working on it every day. We're trying to hone those habits. My Martin Luther King quote for habits, okay? This is one of my favorites. I got a lot of favorites. He said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. And it's his idea that a persistent effort builds habits for progress. And Martin Luther King wanted us to progress in the way we treated one another as human beings. He thought that was the way that we could progress our society. He was right. It's also the way we could progress our basketball team, just the building of habits. That quote, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't run, he wants you to crawl. But whatever you do, you got to keep moving forward. That's our philosophy about practice and our habits. We got to keep moving to build a habit. So, okay, we want our guys practicing with heart. We're trying to get them to be more heady. We're trying to hone their habits, okay? And we thank Dr. Martin Luther King for his contributions to us as a society and to our basketball program this week. That's our focus for the week. Heart, heady, honing our habits, okay? And that's our McGriff, our soapbox for the week, right? Okay, last week in review, okay? 2-1 for the week, 18-2 for the season, okay? We got our 8-game winning streak snap. We've had a 10-game winning streak and 8, guys. That's pretty tough to do, okay? We certainly had a chance to win that game Friday night. We swept our East Polk County rivals, Auburndale and Winter Haven, and lost to Providence, okay, at the Wiley Keller. Let's deal with Tuesday first, okay? We played Auburndale on Tuesday, January 13th. We beat them 59-54 in the Hive. It was Jersey night in the Hive. I had my Walter Clayton special on, and so many of the coaches had their Tony Bradley specials. We're very lucky to have 2 pros. They're playing right now, too. Okay, people say, Coach, you great coaching. You better come. It ain't about the X's and O's. When you get off that bus, you better come off the bus with some Jimmys and Joes and Tonys and Walters, and we've got some, okay? Our record against Auburndale now after 24 years, 15-11. Okay, we beat them 5 straight times. That's the first time we beat them 5 straight times in my tenure. I told you guys last week, Auburndale plays us tougher than anybody we've got. Okay, they really play us hard. Okay, we've never beat them 5 times before in a row under my tenure, in my tenure. Difficult test for us, and we passed the test, 59-54. Reasons we beat Auburndale. One reason, okay, just one reason, defense. Defense. We were not great in any other area. It was sensational. Our offense was not great. Rebounding was not great. We didn't have a breakout score, but our defense was outstanding. We held them to 36% shooting, 22 for 61 from the field. Okay, we really forced them into the shots we wanted them to take. They made some tough shots, Jordan Gunter and stuff like that, but we held them in check, okay? Their percentage would have been lower. We helped them out with a few turnovers that gave them easy baskets. We could have probably held them lower than 36%. Okay, they did beat us up on the offensive glass, but the number one reason we beat Auburndale, Yellow Jacket defense. Okay, opportunities for growth. okay? We jumped out to a 17-6 lead. We were up 10-0, and we let up, okay? Give credit to Auburndale for fighting. They were going to fight, which is what Auburndale does, is what Coach Robinson does, okay? Shout out to Coach Robinson, okay? We've talked to you all about human nature, about psychological human nature, and guys aren't going to lie down, and our kids could not keep their mind focused as Auburndale raised their level of play. We could not continue to raise our level of play. Okay, so that's an opportunity for growth, and that came back to bite us Friday night, right? Crosley, another opportunity for growth. Crosley was not good. They beat him up. They hit him. They got him. They bumped him. They grinded him. They thugged him out, and he punked out. And I'm calling him out. I love Jay. It's senior night tomorrow. They're going to do it all the rest of the year. He better be able to handle it. So that's an opportunity for growth. He got to respond. As a senior, he's got to respond with more poise. And we're not going to let anybody hit us, thump us, thug us out. We're going to do the thugging in Bartow, Crosley. Okay, we're going to do the thugging. Okay, standout players. Okay, Cyrus Simford, good second half, 17 points, 5 for 7 from the field, very efficient, 5 for 7 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 0 turnovers. 6 rebounds, 0 turnovers. Good job, Cyrus, okay? I want to shout out Derwin Link also, 8 points, 6 rebounds. He did some really good stuff. He's not consistent enough. He can't put it together yet. Practice, heady, practice, heart, habits, okay? But we'll take it, guys. A 59-54 win, our 5th straight over Auburndale. We have not done that in my 24 years. Fans are getting people are getting a little greedy. They say, Coach, you only won by 5. I said, only? Were you here when we were 6-21 my first year? You talking about only beat them? When Auburndale was 7-1 against us to start my tenure, they won 7 of the last first, and 7 of the first 8 games, and somebody said only. We won the game. Did we play as well as we wanted to? No. Auburndale deserves some credit, but we'll take the win. 5th straight over Auburndale. Thursday, we went to Winter Haven. Okay, we played the Blue Devils of Winter Haven. Victory, 79-59 at Winter Haven. Okay, great crowd at Winter Haven. 2 Regions is a great crowd. Winter Haven always brings a good crowd when they play Bartow, and the Yellow Jackets fans showed up to the game. So great crowd over at Winter Haven. Okay, series history against Winter Haven. We are now up to 21-11. Somebody said, Coach Griff, you guys played Winter Haven a lot more. Auburndale has never been in our district after my first couple of years, so we've only played them once a year most times. When we played Winter Haven, we had to play them 2 times, sometimes 3 times, sometimes 4 times. We did the same thing with Kathleen. We've had to play them so many times in the playoffs, so Winter Haven's that way. 21-11 versus Winter Haven in my 24 years. People say, well, guys, we won 2 in a row against Winter Haven, okay? Winter Haven in my 24 years has been to more Final Fours than we have. Woodside's been to 6. Coach Don Grant went to 2 in 03 and 04, 2 of my first 3 years or 3 of my first 4 years. They've been to 8. And we're 21 all that time through Woodside and Don Grant. We're 21-11 against a team that's been to the Final Four 8 times in my 24 years. As the old people say, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, not pretty. That's pretty good, okay? They're consistent winners, and we consistently have beat them over the years, okay? Reasons we beat Winter Haven. Shooting, 9 for 20 from the 3-point line, 45% from behind the arc. It was spread out, tough to do. We shot the blood out of it, as the old people say. We shot the cover off of it. They said we shot the blood out of it. And then second chance points. Auburndale beat us up on the boards. We went back and worked on it a little bit more. We're working on rebounding every day. We beat up Winter Haven on the boards. 15 points off of 18 offensive rebounds on the boards. It was a great job, okay? The last reason we beat Winter Haven, some of the reasons, fast break defense was good. Winter Haven's a fast break team. We gave up very few fast break points. We only gave up 2. How many did we score off of Winter Haven on the fast break? 18. We beat them in 8 on transition points, 18-2. Okay. You can win a lot of games if you make 9 out of 23s. Okay. If you beat them on the boards, I think we scored 15 points. They scored 6 on the offensive glass, and we beat them 18-2 on the fast break points. That'll do it every time. Opportunities for growth. We do have some opportunities to get better. Defensively, I told you guys last week this was Winter Haven's best shooting team in Woodside's 18 years. When I tell you something, believe me. okay? We gave up way too many open threes to guys on the scouting report who we said we don't want to get open threes, okay? And Hetty, IQ, okay? Gavin Hall kid, number 12, a senior for them. He had 4 of them, and 3 of the 4 he was, the old people say, butt booty, naked, wide open. Like he didn't hit. We can't leave him wide open, right? The next best shooter, Norris Birdsong, new kid from Hawaii. Okay, shout out to Donnie Wilkie, who's been watching the show. He told me I said Hawaii that way. 3 for 6, and of the 3 he made, a couple of them he was wide open. So mistakes that cannot happen, but our team is not perfect. They're growing. Okay, Winter Haven here, I think, also hit 9 threes. They were 9 for 22. We were 9 for 20. So defensively, we needed to be better with following the game plan. Okay. And then offensively, we have to get more people screening, opportunities for growth, right? More people screening and moving without the ball. We had to take a time out and yell at our guys to move the ball and screen. And then we did, okay, and we got easier baskets, but we don't want to have to yell at them. We want to sit over there with our feet crossed, okay, like Phil Jackson, and just sit there. And we're not there yet. There have been some years we've been there, and this team is not there yet. Okay, I'm trying, but they're not there yet. So we needed to move and screen. There's more and move the ball and move bodies. More opportunities for growth. Okay, we got to be consistent with it. We did it a little bit, but not all the time. Okay, standout players. I want to call out Kenny Cotton. Okay, he had a terrific first half. He was in the game when we spread the game. Okay, we spread it there in that second quarter. Okay, he only finished, and I said only, with 8 points and 8 rebounds. But he dominated Winter Haven on the glass by himself. It was a thuggery in the pivot on the glass. It was unbelievable. He was about to pass out, mama and daddy and grandparents. He was about to pass out. That's what I love it. I hugged him when he came to the sideline because he was about to pass out. That's the kind of effort we're looking for. We need more people ready to pass out when we sub them out, right? Terrific. 8 points and 8 rebounds. And shout out to him. That second quarter, we got the 15 to 20 point lead in that quarter, and he dominated that quarter. Jay Crosley, the other senior, 8 for 12 shooting, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Really drove the ball well to the rim. I think it was 2 for 5 from the 3, so the rest of his baskets were 2-point baskets. He kept them off balance. His defense was getting better. It's getting better. And then James Rattery also had a good offensive game. He made the right decisions and controlled the pace. He's still not playing fast enough, but he made the right decisions. So 79-59 victory over our rivals from Cypress Gardens Boulevard. That's 2 wins in a row over the rivals from Winter Haven. We beat Auburndale and Winter Haven in the same week for the second consecutive year after we beat Kathleen last year. We did not play Kathleen and Lakeland last week. So 4 in a row over our Polk County public school rivals, okay? And then our last game, a week of review, Friday, January 16th, we went down to the Wiley Keller in Punta Gorda, Florida. That's in Charlotte, right down Highway 17, Charlotte High School in Punta Gorda. And we lost to Providence from Jacksonville. We lost the game 56-49, okay? Series history, we are now 1-2 versus Providence in my tenure, okay? I know a lot of people didn't get down to the game. It was a 9 o'clock start on a Friday night. We led the entire game. We were up, I think it was 8-7 in the first quarter. We got the thing up to 6 or 8, and they come back and tied. We were up 22-14 at the half, okay? There are stretches in this game where we had a chance to take more control of the game and we didn't take advantage of it. Okay, so when we talked about earlier against Auburndale, sustaining things IQ-wise, sustaining play for longer, okay, practice. Okay, well, it showed up in a game where the two teams are probably even. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe Providence I thought we were even, and after they beat us, maybe they're a smidgen better because they found a way to close the game out and we couldn't. But we were up by 8 at the half, got up by 10 in the third quarter. They made an 8-0 run. We couldn't sustain our great play. Okay, so that's what we're talking about practice. But we led the whole game into the fourth quarter, 7-point lead in the fourth quarter, and then they made some plays down in the fourth quarter, outscored us 22-10, out-toughed us 22-10 in the fourth quarter to win the game. Okay, a loose ball in the fourth quarter, they executed better. Okay, why did we lose the game? Okay, 18 turnovers. We had 18 turnovers. Okay, James Rattery, 6. Okay, Jay Crosley, 4. Cyrus, 3 or 4. 14 turnovers from our side. They just beat us up. Okay, and I want to. People say, well, you know, McGriff, are you embarrassed about it? No. We got to get better. We can't have those guys with 13 and 14 turnovers James Rattery and Jay Crosley and Cyrus Sinford. They're better than that. 15 points off those 17, 18 turnovers. That's the margin in the game. We lost 56-49. Okay, margin in the game. Other reason we lost the game, 8 for 17 from the free throw line. 8 for 17. We had some guys lose their poise. They got down on themselves, Link, and lost their poise. I don't know why. Okay, but 8 for 17. Okay, and we were right there with a chance to close it. We couldn't do it. What was I encouraged by? Some things we did right. We did rebound the ball well. We did rebound the ball. They're bigger than us. They had 2 6'8" that plays. They had another 6'4", 6'5" guy. Okay, and we rebounded the ball like Yellow Jackets. We put ourselves in position to win the game, and we could not win it. Okay, standout players. Anytime you lose, there's not a whole bunch of standout. But I want to give credit to Kenny Cotton again. 6 rebounds. Really played a good 4 game. I got to find a way to play him more down the stretch there. 6 points. When we made the runs in the game, he was in the game. Okay. Another guy that was in the game when we made the runs, Jacoby Terry. His defense was terrific. He did not have any turnovers. He had 3 assists, 6 points. Okay. Those guys were catalysts in the run that we made. When we got the lead 22-14. Okay. We let them cut it to 2 in the third quarter. Those guys were in the game when we made the run. And I didn't do a very good job coaching. Okay. We all can get better. And so I'm calling myself out. I'm not just calling the players out. We stunk as a staff. I told my staff we stunk. Okay, we got to find a way to close the game out. But we didn't. We snapped our 8-game losing streak. And we lost to Providence in the Wiley Keller. We had won 3 or 4 games in a row in the Wiley Keller. 56-49. Coach Martin does a great job down there. Tip the hat to him and his players. They did a great job. Okay, and beat the Yellow Jackets and snapped our 8-game winning streak. Okay, previews. Last part of the show. Preview next week. Okay. Focus for the week. Heart, head, heady, honing our habits. And we're taking that into senior night in the Hive. Tomorrow night, January 20th, versus highly ranked Victory Christian. They are 13-6. I think we're top 10 in the state. They're probably top 25 in the state. So they're right on our heels. What a great rivalry it's been. Okay. Not much of a rivalry for the Yellow Jackets. We are 0-3 versus Victory in the last 3 seasons. We have not always played them. Okay, Coach Fitzgerald has built the program, and ever since they've been good, we started playing them, and they've been a lot better than us. 0-3, including they beat us last year 60-53 at Victory. Okay, and they were up by 15 or 17 points, up 32-20 at the half, and really dominated the series. Okay, Coach Fitzgerald, over 550 wins. This is his 10th season. It's hard to believe, but his 10th season at Victory. He's done a great job there. His 33rd season overall. He has 7 district titles in his 33 years and 2 Final Four appearances, including last year's run to the Class 1A state championship game. They made the Class 1A state championship game. I got a prediction. They're going to make it again. They're going to make the state championship Final Four again. Good luck to Victory after tomorrow night. We're rooting for Coach Fitzgerald and his team. Awesome. They got another great shot. Style of play, offensively. They're fast-paced, and they pass the ball. Fast break team, they do a great job passing the ball. They play with the pass, okay? He has great concepts on offense. I call them NBA concepts. He has gets, what we call gets, where a guy, he'll pass it and a guy sprint towards the ball, okay? He's got ball screens. They play with ball screens. Now they're playing with 2 post guys, and they high-low. So they take one post guy, take him high, they duck the other post guy in, MJ. So they got great concepts that they're playing with offensively. They really believe in the 3-pointer, okay? Defensively, they pressure the ball on the perimeter, to force mistakes. We had a lot of them with our perimeter guys Friday night. Okay, and then the bigs, they play the bigs to protect the basket. Okay, and they got MJ, and they got Thok, and they got Eric. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Okay, and they do a great job of taking those kids and crowding the paint so they can rebound the ball. Okay, they're not going to chase our guys out there. So always great game plans. They pressed us last year. The diamond press affected us. Really good job offensively and defensively. You had a guy with 550 wins in 33 years and 7 district titles and 2 Final Fours. That's what happened. And they've out-coached us, outplayed us. Anything that's happened with Victory, they've outdone us. Okay? Top players, Tucker Fox. Outstanding player. Okay, I think he made over 110 threes last year. He killed us the last 2 regular season games we played him. He's a big shot maker. He's an excellent defender. He plays with great heart. He plays with very heady. Okay, He made the big three in the state championship game, the state semifinal, to advance him to the state championship game. Just terrific. He plays for others. He can put the ball on the floor. He plays well in all the actions. They run a lot of actions for him. He's an awesome competitor. He just doesn't play hard. He competes. Okay, best player they got. Number guy, Christian Fuller, the transfer from Tampa Prep. Okay, just a junior. Tucker's a senior. Okay, Christian's a junior. Okay, been electric for him. I think he's their leading scorer, averaging about 16, 17 points a game. Really great shooter, can put the ball on the floor. Okay, he actually competes on defense. Okay, he makes big shots for them, so they got a couple guys that can make big shots. Okay, our fans may remember him playing Tampa Prep, played against Discovery last year in the Stinger shootout. Probably was a good recruiting job for Coach Fitzgerald. Just kidding, I don't think he recruited him. Okay, well, I think Coach Fitzgerald program recruits because he does an outstanding job. So I want to give Coach Fitzgerald credit for doing an outstanding job. But Christian played last year in the Mosaic against Tampa Prep. Wheeling and Discovery beat him. He put on a show against Discovery, and he's continued to put on that show against people this year for victory. Okay, great player. Next player also has beaten us really the last 2 years, MJ McCullough. He's a big body post, great hands, great feet, left-handed, can put the ball in the basket. He plays with brute force. Say it with me, brute force. He just plays with it. He's left-handed, great rebounding. He plays so daggum hard, okay? He can put the ball in the basket. He's always had great games against us, been huge inside, okay? And then other players they got, Miles Morrell. I want to shout out Coach Morrell. His brother is my football coach, and I want his brother to know he's got to root for his brother. And Coach Morrell's he's going to take off his Yellow Jacket stuff and root for victory tomorrow. You can put it back on tomorrow about 9:30 after the Yellow Jackets win, Coach Morrell. I want to shout out to Miles, and then his dad. I know both their dads there well, Grady Morrell, Sr. And then I want to, Thok, Eric, Chris Bernard. The Victory Storm are deep. They are physical, and they're highly ranked, and they're coming to senior night. We don't have a cupcake, guys. This is Bartow. We want to play the best. Senior night at the Hive, Tuesday, tomorrow. JV6, Varsity 7:30. The Victory Christian Storm are storming, and if it's blue, we're blue. It's senior night. We're recognizing Jay and Kenny at the Hive. We got a great opponent. Get there early and get your concession stand early, okay? What will it take for us to beat Victory? Okay? Victory has dictated the tempo with their offense. We cannot allow it. We're a defensive team. We expect to win. We got to dictate the tempo with our defense. What will it take to win? Jay Crosley has been paralyzed in the 2 games. There's a song, I don't know who sang it, Plies or somebody say, paralyzed. I just got that song in my mind. He can't be paralyzed. He can't be comatose. He got to show up to the party. It's senior night, okay? He has to screen. He has to move. He has to get others open. He has to rebound the ball. He has to defend. He won't get as many shots against him. That's okay. We got a good enough team where others can get it. He can't rush and stuff like that. Okay? And then if Victory plays us like they played in the past, they're not going to guard Dillon on the perimeter. They're not going to guard Kenny Cotton on the perimeter. They're not going to guard Derwin on the perimeter. They're not going to guard Matt on the perimeter. Ain't going to hardly guard Kobe on the perimeter. They say you guys are 9 players. Keys to victory, make some plays on offense. Okay, make some plays. Okay, and so those are the keys of victory. Victory, Tuesday at the Hive. Okay, Friday night, Polk County's best rivalry. Bartow at Lake Wales. Friday, January 23rd. Okay, the game starts at 6:30 and 8. So we do 6 and 7:30 for our home games. Lake Wales does 6:30 and 8 for their home games. Friday, January 23rd, Polk County's best rivalry. And I've been involved in a couple of them. I've been involved at Lakeland Kathleen. This was better. I've been involved at Lake Gibson and Kathleen. This was better. Okay, I've been at the Auburndale Winter Haven. This one's better. Why? It's better in all sports. It's a Bartow Lake Wales is a rivalry in softball. It's a rivalry in baseball. Okay, it's a rivalry in, we're playing tennis. Okay, Bartow and Lake Wales. Okay, what's the series history? We're up 34-17 in the first 23 years. 34-17. Kind of remarkable. Okay, 34 against our rival, 34-17. People say, why? One reason. Talent. We've had talent, okay? The second reason, we have a lot of respect for Lake Wales. Why? They kicked our butt my first 6 or 7 years. We were 1-12 versus Lake Wales my first 6 or 7 years. One win was big. We put out Dominique Jones and all those guys They never made the playoffs that year. We beat them in the district semifinal. That was big. But 1-12 versus Lake Wells when I first got there. We have won 22 games in a row. That's kind of remarkable. We want to keep that going. And 24 of 25. That's, okay. We've had talent. We've had some decent coaching. A couple of times to keep that going, we've been lucky. Okay. It's still a rivalry. I don't want to lose to Lake Wells. If I got to pick somebody to lose to in the county, anybody I want to beat over all these people, it's not Lakeland, it's not Kathleen, it's not my alma mater, it's not Auburndale, it's not Winter Haven, it's not Santa Fe, it's not Victory, it's not Jenkins. The Bartow people expect us to beat Lake Wells. My first year in Bartow, I thought we were not great. I was at a gas station and somebody stopped me and they said, well, you the new coach that had Bartow basketball stuff. Yeah. They said, can you beat Lake Wells? I found out very quickly what was important to the people to beat Lake Wells. It's still true. We want to beat Lake Wells. Okay? Why also is this rivalry important? There's only 3 teams the last 30 years that have won a state championship in basketball in Polk County. Okay? Lake Wells is one of them. They won 2 of them. Okay? They won in 2000. They won in 2012. Okay? Haines City's the other one with Darren Collins, the old Lakeland coach. Lake Wells has got state championship program. They've been to the Final Four 8 or 9 or 10 times the last 30 years. Okay? They've got a state championship pedigree. They believe they can win. I don't care that they're struggling. They believe. Okay? They have not, they are 8-9 this year. 8-9 is their record. Okay? Junior Judy is in his 3rd season. He's a Winter Haven alum. How did he get the job from Winter Haven? Don Grant, he played for Don Grant. Don Grant used to be the Winter Haven coach. Don Grant's a Lake Wells alum. He helped hire him. Okay? He's trying to get that thing turned around. Okay? Style of play, they run a lot of sets. Okay? They'll fast break off missing, but Junior's really trying to control it. He feels like they don't have as much talent, so he's trying to control it with a lot of sets. They want the ball in the hands of their perimeter guys. Defensively, they're going to press some, but they're going to play some half-court man. They're going to play some half-court zone. They'll try to get on the glass a little bit. I haven't watched a lot of tape on them, just a little bit, because I'm getting ready for Victory. Okay, but I will be ready for them. Top players: Randall, last name, 16 points, 5 rebounds. Almonte, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Rodriguez, 9 points, 3.5 rebounds. What will it take for us to beat Lake Wells? Number 1, understand it's our rival. It's my job. I'm going to make sure. This is Lake Wells, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be Lake Wells, Lake Wells, Lake Wells, Lake Wells. Why? Because we want to beat Lake Wells. Okay, it's important. Okay, I get a contract extension. The AD can give the coach a contract extension for beating Lake Wells. Why? Second reason, it's going to be a great crowd. I don't care what the record is. When Bartow goes to Lake Wells, it's a great crowd. Okay, is it going to be a packed crowd? Maybe not, because they're not 18-2, but their fans going to come out, and our fans going over there. Okay, their community comes out to support. Our communities are similar. Okay, they love basketball. Their community loves basketball. Okay, and what will it take? Discipline defensively. Okay, we got to understand their guys. We've got a little tape on them. Our guys hadn't seen it yet. We got to understand what their guys do, and we got to be disciplined defensively and take care of the ball offensively. Okay, so we got Lake Wells rivalry. Our altar, all these other rivals. Lake Wells on Friday, at Lake Wells, Friday night, January 23rd. Polk County's best rivalry. JV starts at 6:30, Varsity 8. One of the best road trips of the year for me because we get to play our rivals. Okay, it's like Duke in North Carolina. It's like Florida State. It's like Michigan and Ohio State. It's like UCLA and USC. It's important to us, okay? And it'll be Friday night at 8 o'clock. Heart, Hetty, Honing Habits. We thank you, Dr. King, and all the other leaders that has spawned from your great leadership for the work you have done in our country on Martin Luther King Day. We want you to subscribe to YouTube, okay, and come on out to senior night tomorrow night. We've got 2 special seniors in the Hive, and we got a great opponent. See you tomorrow night in the Hive.
All right, because we in the trenches.